So today we're going to be talking about the classification of matter, and you probably already know what matter is. And a good way to think about matter is that a basic unit of matter can be atoms or molecules. So now you might have never really thought about what kind of categories of matter are there. And matter, or in fact really any other substance in chemistry, can be divided into two main categories. So here we have just general substances, and it can be divided into two main categories. The first one being pure substances. Pure substances. So that's our first category. And our second category would be mixtures. Now I'm going to be explaining these two a bit more in detail. Now, first of all, if we take a look at pure substances are basically just any substance that consists of a regulated or a certain amount of the same basic elements or basic building structure. So basically, in pure substances, it can be divided into mainly two categories. First of all, being elements, and the second category being compounds. Now, these are the two types of pure substances. Now, elements, just for reference, are not atoms. They are different things. Elements can be molecules that consist of only one type of atom, but it can have more than one atom. So, for example, some examples may be H2 or P or helium. So even though for the first example of H2 there are two atoms, there is only one type of atom, which is hydrogen. So this is considered an element. Now the second category of compounds is literally the same definition as any other compounds. So some examples may be H2O, water, or HCN, or NH4, and the list goes on. And compounds are basically a type of pure substance that consists of two or more elements. Now, talking about the second category of mixtures, mixtures are slightly different because they aren't pure substances, meaning that they aren't made out of the same molecules or the same pattern of elements. Now, in mixtures, there are also two categories. First of all, being homogeneous mixtures, and the second category being heterogeneous mixtures. So there are these two categories for mixtures as well. So now taking a look at homogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures are basically mixtures that consists of the same ratio of building materials. So for example, if we have a simple mixture right over here, and there's just this cup. Oops. There's this cup. And in this cup, let's say there is water. Now in water is obviously made out of H2O. And let's say we put some, for example, some substance, whatever that may be. In a case of homogeneous mixtures, if this was a homogeneous mixture, this certain substance that is inputted into the H2O would be regularly spread out within the H2O. So if you put some nitrogen, which obviously is just an example, it wouldn't work. But if we put nitrogen in a homogeneous mixture, if we take a look at any part of this water and magnify it, the ratio of nitrogen to H2O would be same. So homogeneous mixture means that the ratio is same. Ratio is same. On the other hand, for heterozygous mixtures, the mixture ratio would be different. So the ratio would be different. So that's how we categorize the types of mixtures. And so basically, to review the whole picture, when we're talking about classifications of matter, any substance in chemistry can be divided into either a pure substance or a mixture. Pure substances can be further divided into elements, which are a group of atoms that have one type of atom. And the second group would be compounds, which would be a compound of two or more atoms. So that's pure substances. And for mixtures, it can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous. And in homogeneous, the ratio of any particular building substance will be equal in any part of the substance. And in heterozygous, this ratio would be different depending on where we take the sample from and measure the ratio of elements in that, or elements or molecules in that area. And that is it for classification for matter.